Okay, they watched this video for Wednesday, March 8th. The SPY continues to kind of grind lower in sort of a flag pattern. It's pretty close to the gap fill. It's certainly been respecting this area between the 8 and the 20-day moving average. And then it kind of got ahead of itself here and is coming back into that area. Having said that, I don't give a lot of time or effort into what the overall market might or might not do tomorrow because I'm just a day trader. I find some stocks that might set up. If they do set up, I get long at inflection points, scale out some quickly, and protect the rest. And that is literally how I make my living. So, but it's always good to start the video looking at the overall market. There's IWM as well. Both SPY and IWM super, super strong. And at the moment, kind of incurring pullbacks. So I'm going to go into the list. I actually made $400 and something in with 10 minutes to go in the session today, in just a few minutes trading this PRKR. I saw the volume spike. I don't hold overnight. I kind of wish I would have, but I always adhere to my own rules. The reason I say I wish I would have is because this closed at 259, and in after hours last I saw it was trading at 3.5, so all the way up here. And I told everybody in the chat I made the call at 226. And then it ended up going to, it's not even on the results page, but I'll share it with you now. It ended up going to 265. And it had a really nice little late day trade in it. And I said, this one could be a gapper. And even if something happens overnight, it certainly paid off well for anyone that held it into the after hours. I never do that, but right now I'm kind of wishing I would have. Anyway, they had some nice news late in the day. And had a big spike back here that took it to almost 3, and now it's well above that. So possible gap and go tomorrow. Goes on watch. HEAR, kind of the same scenario. Big pop today, really, really strong. That one goes on watch. Now, what I like to do is look at other times that it had a big day, and then you can see what happened afterwards. Same here, was kind of a big day. This time, on this day, you had a couple days where it followed through, but here's another huge day, and you can see what happened the next day. Another big day, see what happened, So this isn't something I would have held as a gapper, but I'll watch it for the next few days. It doesn't generally exhibit much follow through, so keep that in mind. MOSY, several big spikes lately. You had a big 2-day run here, a big run here, and then a big run here. Although it gave back a lot of it. Nice volume today, so it certainly goes on watch for the next several days. MBRX. Really nice volume spike here, trying to come out of a tight range. If I zoom in a little, you can see it better. It did take out this high back here was 121. You can see it today. It went to 125. You have another potential catalyst if it can get over this 139. It kind of goes up into that gap. Certainly some nice support below. So I like this one for a potential long over. Maybe tomorrow, maybe rest for a day or two. But this one's going to be on a chart for the next few days. That's MBRX, TGTX. After yesterday, gapped up and had a wide range settling in right about where it opened yesterday. And so we put it on watch for today. I did make a call on this one, and I made some nice money in this one. I'll show you in just a second. But then today gapped up a little bit, had a more narrow range than yesterday, and closed above its open. So this thing might still have more in it. All right, as far as today goes, when it looked like this, I put my ID in chat. Basically you had the opening candle here. These are 5-minute candles. This was all yesterday. So you had the opening candle here. It popped to 1070 before coming back in. Then it put in a lower high at 1045 and flagged. So my call was 1050 with a 1030 stop. Nice support below, right? And we're basically buying a little breakout of this flag, knowing that that's right at the red to green. High of day is just above, and a huge gap up yesterday. May have sucked in some shorts at the open. So you had everything going for you here. 1050, 1030. That's a great risk reward. I was looking for a pretty quick move through the high of day and then maybe some upside momentum, and that's certainly what happened. If I pan out, you can see it went all the way through 1150. So that's a really nice percentage move. It didn't take that long to get there. And again, back to the daily, it goes back on watch for tomorrow. It certainly feels really extended from the moving averages, but sometimes a stock will surprise you and keep going. Doesn't cost me a nickel to have it on a chart. DXTR, I really liked coming into today, and you can see what happened. It's almost round trip from the news yesterday. If it is going to turn up, I really needed to do it tomorrow. So anyway, it goes on watch for tomorrow. Not in love with this one. Whenever they get close to round trips after a big pop, they're much less exciting to me. Speaking of which, SKLN had the gap up and has been on bounce watch for a couple days and just keeps bleeding lower. You're almost at a gap fill here. We'll see if it can hold too. Maybe it'll turn back up tomorrow. VRAY, nice pop here, nice pop here. 3 days lower on declining volume. Back down to the 8-day. This one might be ready to turn back up tomorrow. And lastly, I'm going to put ROX, ROX, back on watch. You've got a 3-day high at $1.02. Some buying coming in under this 95 cents. You had the gap up on news where they were being distributed nationwide in Walmart, their product. So like I said, I didn't expect this to completely fill the gap, so it might be up from here. If it gets over 102, you might be able to get a nice percentage gain in a pretty short period of time. Here it is on 15. So after the gap up, you really found some nice support around 95 cents. It does have some room to pop over 102, so we'll see. Hopefully we'll find a couple nice gappers in the morning as well. Real quick, AUPH, I wanted to share this one too. I jumped on the mic and talked about this flag right here. I said AUPH is flagging over this flag. You might take out the high of day and get some momentum. So basically like 570 with probably a 550 stop, and you can see what happened there too. And that thing just went nuts, went all the way up through 7. I mean, what a move. And the reason it's not on watch for tomorrow is, for me, it's just so extended. I need that thing to come in for a few days. So doesn't mean it won't run tomorrow, but it's just not a very high odds. So that's why it's not on watch. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Hopefully we'll find some gappers to add to this list in the morning. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see everybody tomorrow.